Thank you so much, Jason, for joining us today at Sense Music Media. We're going to be talking about some pretty cool shit, and that is Let Live, Back from the Dead,
Yeah,
and
dude.
coming to Australia.
Yeah, man, it's exciting stuff. It's exciting. It's something I honestly didn't. It's not that I didn't. I don't know if I necessarily thought it would never happen. I just had no plans on knowing when or if it would happen. So it's cool. It's cool to be in this position.
You guys originally uh, put your tools down about 2017,
Yep.
and yeah, as you said, it was seemed like yeah, just done, not happening. So a surprise for us and a surprise for you. And
Hmm.
then recently, you then announced that yeah, you guys were getting back together for what would be essentially a farewell tour. Is that still the case?
Yeah, man. I mean, to be, I try to be as honest and transparent as I can these days. I think back in the day, I'd be like, I wanted this mystique and mystery and shit around everything, but the reality is who knows, bro? Like, I mean, you go out and you fucking perform and you feel some type of way and you're like, oh, like maybe I could do, I don't know. All I know is this, that me personally, I am in a position right now where it's going to take a lot for me to get in a position where I can healthily and safely perform as a member of Let Live again, because it just took so much out of me. It required so much of my mental and, excuse me, my emotional bandwidth, mental as well, and physical. So I don't know I don't have any ideas outside of really like this concentrated series of dates where we put everything we can into those dates, and just kind of like really, really try to live in the present. I'm really trying not to um, go too far beyond that, because that shit starts to give me anxiety. I'm just like, I just need to think about right now.
No, I totally get that when you've got yeah all these things going on in your personal life, your professional life, and like I've been going through personally a bit of shit over the last few years as well, especially with my work. And sat down with my management, and they're like, where do you see yourself in the next 6 months? And I'm like, bro, I'm just struggling to get to the end of the day. Like,
I'm saying, Rashid, bro, let's talk about it. I'm saying that's exactly where I'm at. Like, I know that we come, just to exist in this realm of a career, right? With music journalism, music, career musician, whatever. Like, is so wildly ambitious. Like, it just is, bro. And then it does require and begs of us to really sort of be a type of vulnerable that is not often asked in any other career, right? So you're just giving and you're hoping and you're wishing, and ambition is belief in something that you can't see, bro. You're like, I don't even fucking know if that exists. In my head, which is a beautiful type of magic, but it's anxiety inducing nonetheless. So I really understand. I mean, as best I can from what you've just, minor divulgence there. Like, I get it, bro. It's hard, and living in the present for me has been the best answer and the most beneficial, like, sort of tool that I can have, because it allows for me to just see what's in front of me there, and it opens up space for things to come in versus me being so one dimensional where nothing can come in, because I'm like, no, I need to think about next year. I need to do that. Like, I can't do that anymore. I just can't.
yeah, so focusing on the present is yeah your method of operation for now, but
Certainly.
it's definitely those those moments that what Let Live was really known for as well. Like, and you mentioned it before, like the amount of passion and energy you put into your performances. I mean, one of the other things that I saw about the announcement when you were getting back together for this is that in particular you were looking for suitable spaces to perform at, and to my mind, that just mean venues with balconies that you could jump off.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I just need I just need like the proper arrangements, and the proper scaffolding or balconies, or yeah, for sure. And just like, so even if it's a larger venue, like we were we're doing a what kind of larger venue in Los Angeles. And it's like, even if it's large, it still has to have, I don't know, it needs to be set up in a way where it still feels intimate, or we can make it feel as such, right? So we really, I mean, dude, that's why, it did take a while for the tour to come together, because we had so much back and forth about like, well, and being completely transparent, we got offers from some places that were larger or more, like, more money. They were like, we'll give you way more money. And we're like, dude, like, yeah, but the show will suffer, or the feeling, the essence might suffer. So, not to, we're not, this is no financial or creative martyrdom by any means. I'm just saying that the truth is we chose some places that, were not as financially or as lucrative, because we thought that it would just be a better experience.
Yeah, if it doesn't feel right, and going in with like sort of, the theme of the conversation that we've had, it's, yeah, probably not worth doing it. Save that energy and put it where it belongs. Put it where
That's
you know
right.
it's going to be the most effective.
That's right. I love that.
Coming to Australia this year, um, it's been a while since you've been back to see us. You were what, last year back in 2012?
Yeah, 2000, 2000. We came on, we did, God, what did we do? The Every Time I Die Counterparts tour. We played that in 2000, and it was either the end of 2016 or the beginning of 2017, right before we announced our hiatus, actually.
Oh, okay. So we got some of the last shows, and I missed those shows. So now I've got a regret. Can't think about the future, but I can certainly lament about the past.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think it was January. I think it was January of 2017, if I'm not mistaken. So,
Yeah, and the world, constantly revolving. That shit doesn't stop. But it's close to 10 years since that last time then that you were here,
mm,
and it's, yeah, it's almost a whole nother world. How are you feeling about this, ultimately, I guess, the state of the world now, as opposed to how it was 10 years ago?
um, well,
Sorry to add additional anxiety.
no, no, it's all good. I mean, that's literally what I exist in this space, so it's all good. I think I think, as hopefully as possible, and I do mean that. I do believe that things will set themselves right, and the scales will tip when they, as they will. Um, I think that we are ironically, the most connected by way of technology that we ever have been as a species, and the most disconnected as far as, emotionally and socially, in a lot of ways, that I've ever experienced in my cognizant timeline. Right? Like, I've never really experienced a time where you feel such anxiety looking at your phone, your cell phone, or opening social media, or turning on the news. Like, I've never experienced this, and that could be, there's so many reasons why, but I do truly believe that a large hand in that is the advent of technology and the rate at which it moves, but also the the intentions of a lot of technology, right? The that attention being one of the largest commodities. So they're out here just trying to take your attention and steal your time as best they can with whatever they can. And psychologically speaking, fear is one of the best ways to apprehend that, right? And to hold on to it and to bring you back. Like, fear it's a tactic. So, all that being said, that is what I believe, where I believe us to be, in the world, societally, largely in the West, but throughout the world. Now, because of that, I do think that there is an opportunity and a yearning and a need for us to find a way to reattach to each other, our spirits, our souls, intellectually, emotionally, and socially. I do believe that there is whether we even say it out loud or not, whether most of us say it out loud or not, there is a need for it and a desire for it. So that is kind of where I'm existing right now as an artist. But beyond that, as just as a citizen of the world, I'm trying to exist in a place where I can promote that, encourage that, possibly be a conduit for that, happening. That's where I'm at right now.
And it makes it even, yeah, more critical essentially to have these shared interpersonal, if you will, experiences that, you know, what better place, what more suited environment for it than, you know, live music and
Yes,
sharing these moments together, you know, whether it's, you know, the interaction between the band and the crowd, you and the fellow crowd members, your camaraderie with your band members, your friends on stage. Like there's so many different levels to how that connection works when, you know, one of these performances comes together.
absolutely. That, I mean, that's beautifully, beautifully stated, and can't be overstated, really. Like, I believe that music is an art, but music in particular, because that's what I do, um, has been and always will be one of the most connected experiences we can have as a group, right? And then as individuals, I believe that I met God through art. Like, that's how I connected with the an outer realm, was through music. I mean, but well before I fell in love or was able to make love or, like, have sex or do drugs or all, like, well before any of that was music. And that was what opened my eyes and mind and my heart to something bigger than this physical manifestation of my understanding and my perception was art and music. So we see it through every single renaissance, artistic, romantic, intellectual, every revolution. We see music being, at the forefront of these movements. So um, I believe that it's one of our last hopes. I know that sounds so dramatic, but I sincerely do believe that.
As you said, through every, you know, sort of downturn in general human existence, it seems to always, you know, be the art that brings us back together. So I
Mm,
think there's definitely, you know, a precedence set somewhat
hmm.
towards that, but it's obviously something that's just innate in all of us as humans as well. Like it's an undeniable part of who we are and what makes us what we are. And when all these other distractions have run their course, it's, I guess it's what we and hopefully will gravitate back to.
Yes, yes, amen.
With your touring and coming back to Australia as well, and the conversation we had around the change of the world, it also made me sort of think of another thing in with the state of, you know, current politics that are happening in the world, and a certain world leader that's very keen on handing out tariffs
Mm,
everywhere at the moment. And it just occurred to me that I hadn't really put any thought or consideration into how that affects the people that, you know, work and live internationally, and especially with music and touring the world. Have you seen or personally experienced anything around, you know, the the handing out of these tariffs affecting the income side for you? I know it's not said about money, but at the end of the day, it does grease the
yeah,
wheel.
absolutely. I mean, look, we live in a largely capitalistic apparatus, right? Like, that's, like, we have to have money to do a lot of the things that we do. So that's not lost on me. Yeah, I haven't seen anything yet. I mean, I'm watching closely, you know, his decisions, and then going back on his decisions, and then countries then firing back, like Mexico, and being like, okay, well, we're just going to make this hard, because essentially, and again, this, I guess this doesn't matter for your readers and listeners, but, like, as Americans, those tariffs affect us, dude. Like, they affect us. He's made it look like he's making a power play for the country and its citizens, but it's actually going to affect us. We have to pay for those tariffs because they're business oriented tariffs. These are businesses providing goods and services. So it's like we pay for them, obviously. And I think a lot of Americans are confused about that. And I think that maybe throughout the world, people are confused about that. So I just want to say, like, come out the gate saying that. But also, I think there's a bigger problem and a bigger realization to be had is that man is doing that for his benefit, because what that does is put corporations in his pocket, because they then have to now work with him, go, please, dude, we're losing money because you're charging these people. So no, now we have to charge these people this much to buy our products. And it goes in a round and around a circle. But at the end of the day, it's a power play. And we will see it. If he succeeds, we will see it. We saw him try this last time too. Like, please understand, and this is from an economics, like, I'm not an economics major, but I listen to enough and I've studied enough and read enough to know that that's what's happening and that's what's going to happen. So again, this isn't for you. Most of this stuff, wherever you are in a capitalist-based society, is not for you. Like, it's just how it works, guys. And once we fucking realize that, we become more powerful, we become more compassionate, we become more resourceful, and we become more human. And we can then work together to figure out ways to do things that are for us. I know it sounds corny, but there are so many more of us than there are of them. It's just that we've all agreed to the implicit contract that money is the thing that we need to survive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, when in reality, like, the money comes from us. It's our labor, it's our ideas, it's our bodies, it's our energy. Like, we provide the from where all that money comes from. We're serving it up, and then the trickle down is quite literally a trickle, and it's not enough. So sorry, it's like I just go, it becomes tangential for me, because I think it's so much bigger than just him. Although he is like quite a massive representation of the problem. I just hope that anyone listening that even wants to hear this from me understands that I believe this. And if you believe that too, there's two of us. And if there's two of us, there's probably four of us. And there's four of us, there's probably 4 million of us. We just have to keep talking about it and keep offering spaces to talk and then to act. We have to find a way to connect to each other in that way, so that we can at least, on even if it's like on a micro cosmic scale, find somewhere where we can exist a little bit outside of this system that just doesn't give a fuck about us. They just care about our labor. They just care about us getting them what they need. And that's just sadly how it's been for millennia.
Always got to be some form of ruling class that are, yeah, self-preservation, setting things up for themselves, and the rest of us mostly go by the wayside.
Yeah.
But we'll keep pushing for change.
Yeah, of course, dude. Of course we will. Like, even the fact that we're like, that you and I are having this conversation is a step in that direction. It is a karmic deposit in the right direction. Like, I believe that.
And probably no better place to start gathering some like-minded individuals together than to come to a Let Live show.
That's what I'm saying, man. Come see about it. Come be about it. I'm saying.
We'll be seeing you, yeah, in September. So that's still, nigh on half a year away. So plenty of time for us to all organize and be ready to, as you said, make the most of the spaces that you are choosing to hold these shows at. I know I am very excited to be there and see it happen in front of my eyes.
Yeah.
So thank you, yeah, so much for the chat today, and we'll see you there and then.
I appreciate you, Rashid. Thank you so much for this chat. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, pleasant, Jason. Anytime, my friend.
All right, brother.
Take care.
Later.